So, welcome. We have some minutes to go, but and if you watch this on Facebook, you are not late. You click on the Zoom link. I have shared it above this video, but I have also shared it below. I am a little early because I had an issue. I have a lot of issues with Zoom today. I did a client workshop before this one, and then I couldn't share my screen. And now I just want to make sure that we have audio everywhere since I am multi-streaming this. So it has been a day with a lot of tech issues and a lot of sharing problems, streaming problems. So I wanted to be some minutes early. I am streaming this into 2 Facebook groups and on YouTube. On all the 3 places, you find the Zoom link above this video and in the first comment on the video. So make sure you click and join me inside of the Zoom room instead, because that is where everything is going to kind of happen. Okay. And the reason for that is that you never kind of know with streaming, right? If it's going to be cut off or if it's going to be removed. So I'm gonna let everyone inside of the Zoom. So if you're watching this on Facebook, I'm also going to pin my video. If you're watching this on Facebook, or if you are watching this on YouTube or in any of the Facebook groups that we are streaming this to, if you want to be part of the Zoom room, link is above and link is below, okay? But hopefully the streams will stay up. But I am traveling, so I am right now, this weekend that is coming up, I host a trucking event in Sweden for veteran trucks. So I'm actually at my sister's, and they live out on the countryside, so I have a little bit of a bad Wi-Fi. So you never know. Please come and join me inside of the Zoom room, and we are going to kick off this session that is going to be all about Facebook. And the reason why I wanted to, so before I start the recording, the reason why I wanted to host this training is simplicity, first of all. I think we spend so much time on complexity and making things more complicated than they actually needed to be. So I really wanted to kind of tie back, and I'm going to share my story behind the strategy that I am about to share with you, because this is not something that I came up with now. This is actually the way I started my business journey in 2017. And this way of doing things worked extremely well then and still works extremely well. And I really wanted to share it with everyone. So welcome into the Zoom room. I am going to start the recording. And again, if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure the link is above and the link is below. If you're watching this on YouTube, come and join inside of the Zoom, because this is where I'm going to focus, okay? I'm going to focus on the people inside of the Zoom room. So if you have any questions and things like that, make sure that you come and join us, okay? So I'm going to start the recording so I don't forget. I'm going to send out the recording on both today and tomorrow. The recordings are also going to stay up on YouTube and in the Facebook groups, okay? So let's kick off the recording so I don't forget that. Perfect. So we are now recording as well. So we are just going to let more people in here. So yes. Hi, Catherine. I know you are a camera person. No, you don't need to be on camera. If you want to be on camera, absolutely. I am not streaming, what do you call it? The gallery? I'm streaming myself. I have pinned my video, so you are not in any streams and you are not going to be on the recording. But I love to see your faces, absolutely, but no pressure if you have a bad hair day or something. When I started my business, I can quickly share, I was a truck driver. I was a truck driver for 15 years, and I had a dream about another lifestyle. And I'm going to share my story later, but I just want to share that I did all my events from the truck cabin, and I looked like crap. I'm just going to say it. I didn't have any makeup. I have a turquoise background with pinup girls, okay? And I didn't have good lighting, and I only have my phone on a little kind of tripod. And sometimes I didn't have a shower for maybe 2 days, and I got grease in my hair, and I looked like crap. And people still bought, and I was in health and wellness. So no worries, I know how it is to have a bad hair day, okay? So let's kick off this training. I'm really excited to have you all here. And this is a little pop-up training that I threw kind of together, the 100K group method. And I'm really excited. I'm actually freaking excited to have you all here. And over the next 2 days, I'm going to walk you through the exact system that not only helped me scale or grow my fitness business to $100,000 in sales within just 4 months. But I also, when I switched into helping people do conversion events, virtual events, and live launches, this is exactly the same method that I used, okay? So we're going to kick off, and this is a rinse and repeat system. And I know that you are here because you kind of are ready for something different. But we're not adding more complexity. We want something that is smarter. We want something that is more simple. So I want you to decide right now that you are going to be fully in. Because if it's something that I believe in, is that if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? And I don't want for you to be here with me for 2 days, get all inspired and all fired up, and then you go back on Monday and do the same things that didn't work. Okay? I want you to commit to actually take what I'm going to teach you over these 2 days and take it into action. Okay? So close all your kind of 12 open tabs and show up, not for me, but for yourself and for your future clients, right? Because that is what we want out from this training. We want to get more clients, because when we get more clients, we change people's lives. And when we change people's lives, they, in their turn, change people's lives. So in the domino effect of this, you're going to change the world. That is what's going to happen. So if you take some of the things, or all of the things that I teach you during these 2 days, and implement and get 1 client, 2 clients, just imagine the domino effect of that, how that is going to change the world. Because when you change people's lives, they become more happy. It doesn't matter what you do. You can have people with a better relationship, gardening, school project, whatever it is. When you teach people something and you change people's lives, they become happier people, and that affect people that are around them, right? So this is kind of your way of stop waiting, stop hiding, and stop playing small, because we're not going to play small again or anymore. We are going to lead, okay? So if we kind of look a little bit about where we are today, and if you have any questions, please add them in the chat. This is a live session, so I'm going to make sure that I cover all the questions that you have. Some of the things we're going to cover tomorrow, so then we leave it for a tomorrow session. But make sure you add it in the comment section, so you don't let any questions stay unanswered, okay? So if we look at where we kind of are today, so this is kind of the truth, or the things that not so many people talk about. The way that people buy stuff have changed. All of you who have been throughout before the pandemic, during the pandemic, when the world opened up and into this AI more driven marketing and world that we are living in, you know that the people's buying behavior have completely changed. The market is also way more noisier, and people have bought a lot of things with very empty kind of promises, or they didn't get the return of investment that they wanted, and a lot of what do you call it in English? Cookie cutter tactics or something like that. And that has turned people into, they're more skeptical, right? They think twice to do large investments because all sales is rooted in trust, right? And we are in a trust recession where it takes longer to build trust, but people are way more skeptical. So it takes longer, even if we do virtual events, it takes longer for people to actually trust us and do the investment. Okay. And we are not in kind of an information-based or information era anymore because information is accessible everywhere. You can just use ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT a question, information, okay? I actually hosted a client workshop today and I did some research when it comes to YouTube. And there is actually 100 million videos, educational videos on YouTube every single day. So every single day, people go to YouTube to watch educational content, 100 million videos per day. It's just, you can't even kind of imagine. That is how much information that is actually out there. So this means that if you are not, and we are not clear, and we are not kind of compelling, and if we are not confident in what we are offering, in what we are doing, we are getting ignored, right? We are getting jumped over, right? So your audience don't need and don't want more information. They want solution from people they can trust. They want a clear path, what they need to do now and in the future to get to where they want from somebody they trust, okay? And if you look on the market today, anyone can go online, put up a bio, claim to be an expert, and do and sell exactly what you do. No entry level. You just need a phone. That is all. And thanks to AI, all these people can now sound like experts, right? AI can write a script in seconds, a post in seconds. We all know that. Everyone can be a coach or healer or creator or whatever, due to there is no entry level. And your dream clients are being bombarded every single day with voices, with claims, with noise, with quick fixes and empty promises, right? But they're not looking for more noise, are they? You're not. You're not here because you want more noise. All right? Don't join here because you want more noise. You are looking for something, and your audience are looking for something that is actually real. A person, a conviction behind this, right? I mean, if we look at the amount of content that is out there, it's hard to know what to trust and what not to trust. If this is the AI generated videos, for an example, they are so good. You can't hardly know, is this real or is it an AI copy of a person, right? People are craving human connection. People are craving something real. So what have happened is that we have entrepreneurs that spend 20, 30 hours per week on tactics that moves them away from speaking to people. At the same time, you have an entire audience that is just sitting there waiting for someone to actually speak to them because they are sick and tired of all this personal or impersonal stuff, okay? So what does that mean for you? It means, write this down, connection over content. Connection over content. Trust over tricks, okay? Trust over tricks. Leadership over performance. So if we look at those three common things, connection, trust, and leadership, that is what it means for you. You want to connect with your audience, you want to build trust, and you want to lead them into a decision, okay? That means showing up with energy, showing up with clarity, showing up with conviction. And above all, it means simplicity wins. And I love simplicity. When you simplify, you can multiply. If you feel that you are stuck somewhere or something isn't working, look into how can I simplify this? Because as soon as you simplify it, it will multiply the result. Okay? That means simplify your content, simplify your offers, usually we have way too complicated offers. Simplify your funnels. People don't need to scroll for 5 minutes to sign up. Simplify. Simplify how you get clients, and that is what we are doing here today. We're going to simplify your process to use a Facebook group to not only attract people, but also build the like, know, and trust to nurture people and sell to them. Okay? And inside of the group, you are going to build trust very fast. And this method works because this is what the market is craving. Human connection. We are going to be a small community. We're not looking into building a 1 million people group, right? We're looking into building a group here in this training that is targeting who you want to work with, right? Personal connection, where you can connect with people, you can speak to people, and you can build trust with those people. So in a time where people are kind of overwhelmed and burned out and constantly kind of being pitched, we're going to talk about this tomorrow, sales, they are not looking for more complexity or more of these kind of things, fluff or whatever it is that we are doing. They are looking for real connection, for clarity, for someone to actually show up and lead them, right? This is the way we did it before kind of the algorithm start messing around, because we all know what happened, I would say a couple of years ago or a year ago or something like that. Facebook started to mess with the algorithm from the within the groups, right? We all know it. A lot of groups almost went dead. And I don't really know the reason behind, but what they say is that Facebook kind of realized that they didn't make any money from the groups because they couldn't run ads in them, right? So they pushed groups down. But now they're pushing groups up again. Why? They have no competition when it comes to these type of groups. There is no other platform that works like Facebook when it comes to group. Not only is Facebook the biggest social media platform, right, with the users, but also the way that groups works, the way that groups kind of bring people together, okay? So it has changed. And people kind of, the only people kind of want now is for someone to actually say, or they feel that, show me that you understand me, show me how you can help me, and give me a space where I can trust you before I buy. Can you create this on social media? Absolutely. Let's say I post consistently and frequently on social media, different kind of content to connect with my audience. It's going to build trust, but it's going to take a long time. We want to compress that time that it takes for someone to go from cold to sold, because today it's about 9 months. Do you have 9 months? No, we want clients now. No, we wanted a client yesterday, but we can't get them yesterday, so we want them today, right? And we are not going to wait 9 months to go out and help people. We want to change the world today. Okay? And this is not about chasing strangers online. This is about building a small group of the right people, nurturing them intentionally, and making clear, aligned offers when they are ready to say yes. Okay? When they are ready to say yes. Because when you stop trying to scale with complexity and start focusing on what actually builds momentum, moving the needle, it's going to start click. And for that, I'm just going to say, you don't need 10,000 of people. You don't need to run ads. You don't need to have 5 to 10 different offers. You don't need to have 5 funnels with 52 moving parts to try to put it all together and make it work. What you do need is a small group of the right people. You need a clear message that speaks to what they want, and a simple system that brings people in, nurture those people, building trust with those people, and turn them into paying clients. That's it. That's the method. It's more complicated than that, okay? And when you commit to it, when you simplify and lead, you don't just make sales, right? Sales is kind of the byproduct. Money is the byproduct from all the people that we are going to help. But you also become known, and you become trusted, and you become kind of booked out. You're going to fill your offers. So what we're going to cover kind of today, we're going to set a little bit of the intention for this training. This isn't just about theory. Okay, this is isn't just about content kind of collect, okay? This is about building a working system, a simple, really working system to bring in clients now, shorten the sales cycles, and on repeat. Okay? No, I'm not sure what you are referring to, Cheryl. What video? Because I can't see a video. Oh, yeah. So now I see. Like this. So, great. Thank you. I didn't see it, but good you were observant. Thank you. So now we're all good to go again. So let's see where we were. Yeah, so we talk about a little bit about setting the intention. And this is not about theory. This is about going into action to actually build something that we can use every single day without getting kind of overcomplicated or getting exhausted or kind of, how can I say, burn ourselves out. We talk a lot about, so we are going to close. So now we are good to go, right? This is the thing. Yeah, I removed all that. Yeah, the host had to give up and just go live in the group. Yeah, but now we are all good. So we have a small group of people here and we are streaming into the group. So let's keep going. So this is what we're going to cover in 2 days. So today we're going to split it into 2 days because there's a lot of things that I, of course, want to share with you. But I want to make sure that you can digest between this and then you have also the replay. So today we're going to focus on visibility. We are going to focus on alignment and audience growth without relying on a massive amount of followers or ads or this hustling environment or whatever you want to call it, okay? We will dig into how to fill your group with the right people, even if your audience is small, okay? We are going to talk about how to positioning yourself as the obvious choice without trying to compete or trying to do all this kind of things, okay? We are going to talk about how you can build trust faster, and that is we're going to continue with that tomorrow. So we kind of people are ready to buy when you make the offer. And then we're going to set up the foundation that lets you generate leads, because you need to generate leads. You need to get people inside of your group and inside of your funnel. We can call it a funnel. Your group is going to work as a funnel. Tomorrow, we're going to do the next step, okay? So today we're going to talk about first the group in itself, how to fill it with the right people, and how to actually fill the group. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what are you going to do in your group, right? What are we going to do to kind of take people from cold to sold? We're going to talk about something that I call trust building events. You all know that I help people build high converting virtual events. And running events inside of a group like the ones that we do now, even if this is a more of a 2-day workshop, is a really fast way to build like, know, and trust. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your offers and how to connect with your offers and how to make your offers convert. We're going to talk about how to sell powerfully and simply without pitching or without having any type of pressure, okay? And the last thing that we're going to cover tomorrow is to put together your simple rinse and repeat system that turns a small group into daily sales, okay? And this method isn't built on trends, it's built on traction, and it works. So make sure that you kind of take notes. And when I started out, so this was back in 2016-ish, I was a truck driver. I wanted another lifestyle. In the weekend, I worked as a personal trainer in a local gym. And so it became kind of natural for me to launch a fitness business online, right? Because I couldn't launch a trucking business. So I launched a fitness business online, but I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah. So let's stay just us. Now, no one can get in now. So you're glad that you're here. No one can get into the Zoom now. So, and I launched a fitness, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I complicated things. I launched a fitness app without having any understanding of my dream client. I didn't understand anything about dream client, niching down offers, ads versus organic. I didn't know anything. So I run ads to quizzes into an app, and it costed ton shit of money. And it costed me almost more money than I was making. And then I came across a 5-day challenge, and I thought to myself, wow, can it really be this simple? Wow, can I just like do a 5-day challenge like this and people are just going to buy? I launched, I failed because I didn't know how to build out an event. I didn't know how to lead people into a decision. I didn't know anything. So I hired a coach that helped me build out the 5-day challenge. Back then, I didn't run them on Zoom. I used Facebook Live. So I created a group. I didn't have a landing page. So I created a Facebook group. People joined. I invited people into the group and they left their email address when they joined the group. And then I used Facebook Live to stream inside of the group. That is how I run all the events. Okay. I didn't have all this fancy stuff. So then in 2019, I started to help others do virtual events. We started in 2020 move into Zoom. And the reason for that was it was kind of a natural next step because 2020, everyone was on Zoom. Everybody was forced to learn how to use Zoom. So it was very easy for people to join Zoom. And we then just streamed with Zoom into the Facebook group. So we could start seeing people's faces. It was amazing, right? And it was easy to stream into a Facebook group. You just click the button. It's not like now, you just click the button. And then this continued, and we have used this method all the time, right? And then I think it's last year in April, Facebook removed or March or something, the API access. So we now need to add another extra step to stream in the Facebook group, but we still use Zoom and we stream into the Facebook group. So the system that I'm going to teach you is the same system that I have used in 2017. It has just looked a little bit different. The things that I'm going to share today is not building out an entire launch process that runs over multiple weeks that we do in the Launch Academy. We built launch cycling to go into between launches, we go into visibility, we go into lead generation, we host our big event, and then we close down the event and go back into this cycle. This is something that you can use above that or besides that, you can run both. But also if you're kind of new to stuff, or if you have a Facebook group already, you have a business already, or you want to start a Facebook group and you want a more simple way to get money every single day, to close clients every single day. So the event process that I'm going to share with you tomorrow, it's a way to build trust, to nurture the audience and to invite them to invest in themselves and say yes when they are ready. Okay, but they're all built in a very simple process inside of a Facebook group, and use the Facebook group to also collect the people. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to cover today is that we are going to talk about filling the group. Okay. Because this is where a lot of people get stuck, first of all. And they kind of start thinking that, what if no one shows up? And what if I don't have an audience? And what if I have tried this and nothing works, right? This is the perfect place to start. This is where a lot of my clients kind of get stuck that comes into the Launch Academy or don't come into the Launch Academy because they don't have an audience. And they don't have anyone to do the lead generation for. They haven't built a community or a place where they have this audience kind of collected either on their social media or in a Facebook group. But this is the thing. You don't need a huge audience or a big audience to fill a high converting group, okay? You need a clear message, the right result, and you need the energy to lead it. And that is it. You don't need to kind of say, okay, I need thousands of people in my group. I could do this for 10 people. I could do this with 5 people. Okay, the amount of people is not that important compared to the message that it resonates with and your way of leading people and connect with these people. I could get 5 people in the room and close 2 clients. I could get thousands of people in the group and close 2 clients, right? Because the message is off. So you don't need a huge amount of people. You just need to kind of start, first of all. And when it comes to filling the group, this is important though. Most people don't have a sales problem or even a visibility problem because they have a messaging problem. So when they try to build their group or invite people to the group or start speaking to people out on social media, no one pays attention. Even if they show up, even if they are posting, even if they are active on social media, but they don't see any effort from the audience because the message isn't right. So what happens is that instead of speaking to the right people in the language that they are actually using, the way that they describe things, we speak as we would. And this you can see from a lot of experts. A lot of when you have been in the market for some time, you start speaking your own language, right? You heard me use the word pitch. I hate the word pitch. I don't think we pitch. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. We don't pitch. Nobody wants to pitch, right? But I use it because if I talk to one of my dream clients, what do they say? I don't want to pitch people. So I need to use that word so they understand me. So the way that they describe what they want, their struggles, frustrations, fears, dreams, desires, want, in the way that they describe it, in the words that they describe it, that is your message. And this is why a lot of people struggling attracting the right kind of people because they don't speak that language. I know that a lot of you are sick and tired of seeing, or most people are sick and tired of seeing this 10K per month. Everybody talk about the 10K per month. Well, if I go and ask my dream client, I have a huge group. I have one group of 17,000 members. I have a smaller group, about 1,000 members. When they join, I ask, what is your 6-month goal? I can promise you 80% of people, what do they say? 10K month. So you can bet your ass that I'm going to talk about the 10K month. If they would have said something else, I would have talked about that. And something else that people say that come to me, I want to get more clients. In my language, I think it's odd to say, get more clients. You don't get clients, right? You attract and convey a message and the right people come in. Get clients for me is a very strange language. But what do my dream clients say? I want to get more clients. So you can bet your ass that I'm going to say that. Do you want to get more clients? Do you want to earn more money? Do you want to have 10K per month, right? Why? Because my audience say that. And either you can kind of ignore what they say, or you can lean into that, attract them with the right language. Then you convey your message on sharing what they need to get what they want. And this is a messaging. So when you want to attract people into your group or in your social media, but now we speak about group, but they come to your social media into your group, you need to learn their language and use that and speak their language and talk to their dreams, desires, problems, struggles, frustrations, fears. You can also think about their outcome they want, the result that they want, and the dreams that they have, the desires, the purpose, whatever, right? All the things that they are here and all the things that they want to go. Okay? So ask yourself, who is my dream client? Who is my dream client? What does she actually want? And how does she describe it? Okay, so what does she want and how does she describe it? And then look into the fears, look into the struggles, frustrations, and all those kind of things. Okay, and then you ask yourself, what are those and how do they describe it? If you go and ask your dream clients today, how do you describe your problem? And listen, and they describe it in a way. Don't ignore that. That is what you want to talk about in a very simple way. That is how you start attracting the right kind of people. Okay. So, and that means you don't need to post more. Okay. You need to post better. You need to post better. And this is result-based messaging. Result-based messaging. You can always think about that. Every post, every live, every email should make your dream client stop scrolling and saying, oh my God, that's me. I need this. I want this. Where can I join? Because your clarity creates their confidence. And confused people, they're not going to buy. Aligned people move very fast. That is the difference. So if you look back into how do you fill your group with the right people, this is it. Messaging. Speaking directly to your dream clients in the language they use and in the way that they describe where they are and where they want to go. Okay? When you then want to create the group, this is what I kind of like. And when you think about the group name, a lot of people get kind of caught up inside of the group to create the group name, okay? When you have a group that you just want to have as a group, so you can see huge groups online, and I have a group that is just called the online circle, right? But if I would create a group that is specifically for my dream client, that I want them to really feel attracted to join, I would create a name that almost is as attractive as my paid offer. I would create a group called, for an example, Sign 3 Clients in 30 Days. Heal your gut with dieting. I don't know if that is a thing, but heal your gut with dieting. Sell out your offers with 200 people or less. Or Instagram hacks, right, for coaches. Weight loss with keto. So if I would create a group, I would make that is or kind of focusing on attracting the right kind of people, only those people. I would make sure that the title repels everyone else. And the title is very attractive, even a little bit result driven. But make it simple and clear. That is going to help you. Specific, tangible, desire driven, simple. Clear over clever always. Okay, clear over clever always. And when they kind of start scrolling and your group all of a sudden pops up and they are on, let's say they want to grow on Instagram and they scroll and boom, your group pops up as a suggestion, Instagram hacks for coaches. They're more inclined to join that group than if the group name was just female or women entrepreneurs or men entrepreneurs, right? If it says Instagram hack for coaches, they're more likely if that is specifically what you work with. Okay. So when you know who you want inside of your group, you can use that to create your group name. And that name, the title of the group, is going to help you also attract the right kind of people. You can see that one of my group is called the Virtual Entrepreneur City. That is my business, right? That is a new group that I have created. And if you look at my other group, it's called Simplify and Scale, because that is what we do inside of that group. We simplify our sales process to scale. It's not harder than that, right? So make it simple. Don't get stuck there. It doesn't kind of, you can change it. You are not married to the group name. You are allowed to change your mind and allowed to change, okay? So when you know who you're targeting, how they describe stuff, you know what they want. So you create the group and you name it very simple, really tangible. We are now going to fill it. And that is simplified lead generation. Lead generation. And tomorrow, when we talk about how you can build these both nurture but also trust building events, you're going to use them to get people inside as well. It's like I could run a workshop, for an example, or a smaller event like a masterclass inside of a group. Then I go out and I say, hey, I am hosting a masterclass tomorrow on how to scale with Instagram Reels. Would you like to join? Yes. That is lead generation. We make lead generation very complicated. Lead generation is very simple. Lead generation is either yes or no. Is this for me or is it not? Do I want to join or do I not want to join? Very simplified. It's a top of the funnel. It's where you take your audience. Your audience is up here. You take your audience inside of your lead funnel, so they're coming top. And then you nurture them, and then you sell to them. So we nurture, we build trust, and we sell. And we're going to talk about those two end steps tomorrow. So we talk now about getting people in. So we now go out and create content that speaks to the perfect person, and we invite them into the group. So you can just go out and say, hey, I have a group where I share tips and tricks around how to create Instagram Reels, or how to scale on Instagram, for example. Would you like to join? Lead generation, yes, I would like to join. Come and join me, right? And that is where the connection going to start with that person. Very simple to actually use Facebook groups to start attracting the right kind of people and do lead generation. But when it comes to lead generation, this is the thing, is that a lot of people here are going to stand in their own way. So they're not going to invite any people because they don't want to bother people. They don't want to talk about their business. They don't want to sound spammy, slimy, pushy, whatever, right? And they make this whole process about themselves instead of the people that you are going to help. Because when you go out and invite people, do lead generation is invitations. So when you go out and invite people to come into your group, into your kind of closed environment, your ecosystem, you are being of service to those people because it's a gift to those people, because you have created a space and a place of a solution or solutions, okay? And it's a gift to your audience, the gift to the people that you are here to serve, that is struggling, that have the frustrations, struggles, fears, and all those kind of things. It's a gift to those people. So when you invite those people, you are being of service to them. And that is not how a lot of people think about lead generation, because they think about lead generation as very strategic, almost like pitching. Like you go out and you almost pitch people, you spam people, you push people, do all those kind of things. It's not. That is not what lead generation is about. And if you create a space and a place out of service, where you're going to help your audience with a quick win, you're going to build trust with the audience, you're going to invite them into your paid offers, where you're going to have the big transformation. You are going to meet the need of those people. You're going to help them. You're going to serve them. You're not going to stand in your own way. When you understand the value of that, you are not going to stand in your own way of actually doing lead generation. And you're going to go out and you're going to stand your ground and you're going to be proud and you're going to be loud about the way that you help people. Because what we do as service providers is a gift to people. We help people through transformation. We help people getting from here to here. And your group and your trust building event and your offers are those bridges from where they are to where they want to go, right? And that is a service. And what we do is a service. So if you're standing in your own way, yeah, you make it all about you. This isn't about you. This is about the people that you are here to help, right? So when you have understand that lead generation is of service to people, the strategy is simple. I don't know how many strategies there is out there. I mean, when we fill our events with hundreds of people, we use maybe 3, 4 strategies. I have 50 strategies in the Launch Academy to pick from. I don't suggest anyone use that many, but I'm here to say that there is no strategy in the world that is going to help you if your mindset and belief system around this is not aligned with the millions of dollars that you want to make, because you will stand in your own way. And handing out these invitations to people to come and join needs to match that energy, needs to match the energy of the expectations of what you want that group to do for you. If you want to close clients from that group and fill that group with 100 people to run your first little masterclass in, your energy, your frequency, your diligence, your commitment, and your consistent to hand out those invitations to get people in needs to match that. Otherwise, it's going to be like having a party, but you don't invite any guests. And then you sit there on your party and nobody showed up, and you get bummed because nobody showed up. Well, you didn't invite anyone, so of course nobody showed up. Okay? So if we don't hand out invitations, we can't get irritated or bummed when nobody showed up, right? That is kind of as simple as that. So we now talked about important messaging. So write down, who is your dream client? How do they describe their dreams, desires, wishes, result in that end? And how do they describe where they are today? Struggles, frustrations, fears, problems, all those kind of things. And what language do they use? What words do they use? Do they say, I want to lose weight before the summer? You use the words lose weight before the summer. If they say, I want to look good in a bikini, you use that. Do you want to look good in a bikini? Oh, you have 2 weeks. You better join now, right? So you need to use that language. When you know that, you're going to create your group. And tomorrow, everybody here is going to get an invitation to join our small membership, where we help you create the groups and all the technical stuff, because it's too much that I can share. But you're going to create the group. You're going to make it simple to join. Okay? Make sure that the group have a name, because now we don't talk about building groups for the masses. We talk about building a group that you're going to build for your dream client, connect with your dream client, build trust with your dream client, shorten the sales cycle. So create a name of the group that is simple, that is clear, and rather the result driven. You can share the group name inside of the Virtual Entrepreneur City Facebook group and get feedback. Okay? You create your group. You then decide that you're not going to stand in your own way, and you're going to hand out invitations to that group. So you decide that you need to create content in that group for these people. Then you go out and just invite them. And you tell them, hey, I have created a group, a place and a space for people that are here that want to go here. Would you like to join? That is the start. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to create events in the group that is going to drive more people into the group. You can create massive amount of stuff in a group. We are going to focus on trust building events, because trust is your biggest currency when it comes to sales. So we're going to talk about how can you create small events inside of the group to kind of shorten that trust, to shorten the sales cycle. But you can still go out and invite people now. It's a massive amount of way of doing it. Create an event on Facebook that you have created this group. Invite people, add the link to the group, right? You can create posts, social media marketing. You can do email media marketing. So you send emails to your list, sharing about your group, and invite them to join. All right? That's 3 simple strategies. You can add direct messaging. So you can send messages to your existing audience and say, hey, I know that you have been with me for a while. I love that you are following along. I hope you get value from my content. I have exciting news. I've actually created a place and a space where I'm going to share resources and help you XYZ. Would you like to join? That's 4 strategies there to fill your group. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the 5th, because the 5th is to run events inside of the group. And that is really going to push people inside of the group. And the whole idea, we're going to talk more about this tomorrow when we put this together, is that you want to build a simple rinse and repeat system. I said to you that you have your audience up here. This is where we attract people that are the right fit. So we create content, we go out and engage with people, we add new people, we friend request people, we connect with people, we start conversation with people. So our audience, our entire audience grow with the right people, because now we don't create content for the masses, we create content for that specific person. The next step is to invite them into the funnel. Lead generation. And your group is going to work partly as a funnel, right? It's going to be one of the funnels. You're going to invite people to the group and they're going to come and join. Then you're going to nurture those people. Nurturing is building like, know, and trust with those people because they're strangers. People don't buy from strangers anymore. They buy from people they trust. Never, ever forget that people buy from people. And people buy from people they trust. And money comes from people. No matter who you sell to, there is a person there. And that person is going to take out their hardworking cash and hand it over to you because they trust you, because they believe in you. And that is what you need to do with the nurturing. And you're going to use your group as a way to compress that cycle because we don't have month and month and month, right? That is nurturing. So you have your attraction up here, audience, invites, nurturing, and then we're going to invite people to invest in themselves and let us lead them inside our offer. So tomorrow we're going to talk also about offers. We're going to talk about how to simplify them, a little bit about pricing, a little bit about different types of offers, right? I know that you are all here are amazing at helping people. You create amazing transformation in your audience, right? I'm not questioning that at all. But to be a great coach today or a great service provider today, you also need to be a great business person. You need to sell. Because if you don't sell, there is no one to get those amazing results for. That's going to happen. And that domino effect we talked about in the beginning, nowhere to be found, right? It's not going to be anywhere. And the reason for that is that no one is going to get into your offers and you're not going to change people's lives. And when you don't change people's lives, they are not going to change people's lives in their turn. So we need to sell. But in order to sell, we need enough trust from those people that we sell to be able to ask for the sale. Otherwise, if we look at this funnel, audience, lead generation, invites, nurturing, sales. If we don't nurture people, what happens? We will always try to sell to cold people. And that is way harder, especially today when people have a trust issue. Way harder to sell to cold audiences than it is to sell to warm audience that already trust us. Easy, right? If we, for an example, don't generate leads, well, there is no one to sell to. Okay, no one to sell to. And if we don't lead generate, we were going to grow in a huge audience, make zero money, right? On the other hand, if we don't sell at all, we are not making any money and we have no business. So there needs to be a balance between the audience, the lead generation, the nurturing, and the sales, and all of them needs to be equal. That is why we run virtual events, for example. Exactly what I'm going to share with you tomorrow, but in a way more simplified way inside of a Facebook group. You invite people, you nurture them, you sell to them, and then you start over, and you start over. And it's a rinse and repeat system. It's very simple, very simplified, of course, but very simple. It's not that difficult. It's not kind of rocket science. I think rocket science is way harder, right? We make this process very complicated when it's very simple. But one can't survive without the other. And you need all four in order to grow and scale a business. That's the fact. Okay? So this is how you kind of go from visible to actually get paid, where you create the momentum. You don't need more hustling. You don't need more hacks. You need clarity, who you're attracting. You need consistency and you need connection with those people. So you build trust with those people to convert them into paying clients. So tomorrow, we are going to look into more the strategic part inside of the group. How and what type of event are you going to run inside of the group? How do we actually decide? How do we sell? How do we lead generate for an event and get people inside? And how do I sell with confidence without feeling pushy, slimy, sleazy, whatever, right? Because that is a lot of stuff coming up. And tomorrow you also get the chance to join our small membership where we focus on getting paid every day and use this system as one of the system to build trust and make daily sales. So you can make money because you also want to invest, right? You might want to invest in something. You have dreams, you have desires. Your business is going to support your lifestyle and the things that you want to do. Because if you get clients, the money is the byproduct of that, right? The more clients you help, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more people you help. They go hand in hand. But the money is the byproduct of helping more people. And the money is going to support your lifestyle, your desires, your dreams, your wishes, and your investment, whatever that might be, right? You might want to buy a house or a car, I don't know. You might want to invest in a program or something. And that is what I want for you, okay? Because when you win, I win. And when I see you succeed, I succeed. I had a call with a one-to-one clients today, and she just shared that she closed a client yesterday. And that is the best win I have had all day, right? Right? So all the videos we had problem with here couldn't even bother me today because I'm so happy. I'm so happy for her, right? Because then I know when she earn money, what does happen when we earn money? Well, it supports our lifestyle, but we become better people. We are more happy because we are now making money in our business. So we, in our turn, also go out and affect other people. And that is the domino effect of what I'm creating, right? So I hope this was valuable for you. I hope, and I want you to have this, I want you to do tomorrow. Write down about your dream client. If you have a group, please let me know inside of the Facebook group. Share it. Please share the link to the group. Share what it's all about. We're going to talk a little bit also about how to kind of push engagement in dead groups. A lot of you might have a dead group hanging around somewhere. If you create a new group and you want some feedback on the title and things like that, please share inside of the Facebook group. But do the work with who is the perfect person that is a perfect match for your offer, the perfect person you want to work with. How do they describe? Because this is where it all begins. Because you don't want to create a group, fill it with the wrong people, right? Makes no sense. That makes zero sense. We don't want to do that. We want to be as clear as we can with who we want to invite, because tomorrow you are going to look into how you can create your first trust building event, small event like a mini training, Facebook Live, a little masterclass or something to host inside of your group to generate leads and people inside of that group. And that is going to be helping people with the problems, your people with the problems they have and what it is that they want. So try to come back with a little clarity around that. And we will also host a Q&A tomorrow at the end. Is there anyone that have any questions? I'll see here if I can we can add so people can actually unmute themselves. If you have any questions, please, you can unmute yourself about what we talked about today. And we're going to continue, of course, tomorrow. So please raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Yes, Aniko, go.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. My question is very simple. Is a page as suitable as a group, or is a very different thing in your, as you say it?
Yeah, so it's a very different thing. A page on Facebook is a Facebook page. So now we talk about the business page. You have Facebook profile over here. It's personal profile. You can have a personal profile as a professional mode, but it's still a profile. Over here, you have Facebook pages. Those were built to Facebook to make money. So you run ads from them. And now you can run ads from professional profile, but when this was created, you couldn't. A Facebook page can never, ever create the same engagement, personal connection, and that way that a group and a personal profile ever can do on Facebook. So
Okay, thank you.
a Facebook page does not replace a group. And if I would pick a group every day over the week. I do have a Facebook page. I do post it. The only reason is if I want to run ads anywhere in the future, I want to have some content there. That is the only reason.
Okay.
I don't do anything
Thank
with
you.
it. I just post a little bit. Yes. Great question. I know there is a lot of terms here: Facebook group, Facebook profile, Facebook pages, and it can be a little bit confusing, okay? But Facebook groups are going to override any Facebook page if you don't want to run ads, right? So, great question. Any other question? Otherwise, welcome tomorrow again. And I hope that do this little work with the dream clients today or until tomorrow. And please share inside of the group anything inside of the Virtual Entrepreneur City. Please do a post, share about your progress. I'm there to serve you, and the group is all about that, so you can share whatever. So please do that, and then I would love for you to join me tomorrow when we are going to continue talking about sales and talking about filling the group, sales, and nurturing. Thank you so much, Jackie. So happy that you were here. Thank you, Lee. So excited that you are here. And I hope that you all come back tomorrow. So thank you, everyone, and take care. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Bye.